The myth of the LeBron James. It goes a little bit like this. There once was a man who was touted to be the... There once was a boy who was touted to be the greatest player that ever was going to play. His name was LeBron James. He joined the Cleveland Cavaliers and chose the number 23 in honor of Michael Jordan. He stayed there. He fought and fought. He tried to... he didn't even go to the playoffs his first year. It's like Jordan. And, he kept going to the finals, or he got to the finals eventually in Cleveland, but unfortunately Tim Duncan swept him. So he didn't even win a single game in his first finals. Got swept. That's unfortunate. Imagine Jordan or Kobe getting swept in the finals. So then he had to switch teams, and he switched teams, and he had to join arguably easily a top 5 player in the league. A lot of people say that Dwayne Wade was the best player on the team the first year that LeBron James joined them. It was like Robin running to Batman for help because Dwayne Wade and Shaq already won a ring together and LeBron didn't have a ring. And he tried all that time to do it in Cleveland, and his time was running out, and so he's like, fuck, I gotta get some rings here, and this is by any means possible. That's called ring chasing, by the way. Kobe, or Magic Johnson, and Larry Bird, and Tim Duncan, and Reggie Miller, Kobe Bryant. Those aren't ring chasers. They didn't chase rings. Let's see here. So then he joined, LeBron took his talent to Miami, and he joined up with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. So you have 3 top 10 players on the same team. Super team. And they also picked up Ray Allen, top 25 easily, almost a top 20 player. So you have basically a big 4 instead of a big 3. And so yeah, that's something that's something Kobe and Michael, Larry, and Magic never ever would do, is join up with other superstars. Because, they're loyal to their team. They don't go from team to team and pretend that he's being loyal and that he wants to go win a ring for the land. I gotta go win a ring for the land. No, they got the number 1 draft pick for 3 years in a row. They have a stacked roster now. So what'd you do? You got beat? Well, the funny part is that the NBA had to help you win even when you were in Miami, because you faced Oklahoma City. It was a young Oklahoma City team with a young Russell Westbrook, James Harden, and Kevin Durant. And in Game 1, you fouled Kevin Durant at the end of the game, just like you always do, and the refs let you get away with everything, just like they always do. The refs let you get away with your offhand pushes. They let you get away with traveling every time. They let you get away with smashing your shoulder into people, and they let you get away with following the other player and playing rough defense. But if any player touches you, it's an instant follow. So they let you get away with hanging on the rim, technical fouls. They let you get away with a lot of stuff. But so yeah, your first ring was a shortened season. So your very first ring has an asterisk on it. It was a shortened season. It was a lockout season. So and you missed the game-winning shot, and Ray Allen had to make it for you. So your first ring, oof. Your first ring you didn't even get on your original team, which is what it's called, building a legacy. That's what legacies. Right now your legacy is at 3-4 in the finals. Yes, you've gone to 6 finals straight in the Eastern Conference. I understand you get a free pass in the Eastern Conference every year because you're the Eastern Conference is a joke. In my next video, I'm gonna make it's gonna be I'm gonna make it right after this. It's gonna be just a summary of what has, because half the NBA season is over so far. So I'm just gonna make a quick summary of like I used to do back in the old days, like 2 years ago, of the Eastern Conference, how the playoffs are turning out. I'm gonna make some predictions and do the same thing with the Western Conference and say that, like, give the teams rankings and talk about some of the players and who's gonna be MVP and defensive player. But back to LeBron. So his second ring, he joins up with I don't know. He's still on Miami, so that's when he went back to back. LeBron went back to back, and he tried to do a three-peat, but then he got beat by the Dallas Mavericks. Didn't he get swept again? Yeesh. I'm pretty sure he got swept again. Swept twice in the finals. Yeesh. That's not good. That doesn't look good on the record. Especially when your fans are so obsessed with stats and statistics, and so are you. And you were like 15 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists in the finals. But that was before last year, last 2 years, when it was Golden State versus. And then you joined. Then you had to join. Oh yeah, since you lost to Dallas, then you joined back with Cleveland, and you said you were being humble and you wanted to win a ring for them, and because Cleveland hadn't won a ring for 100 years. So let's see here. So then you go back with them, and you get faced up against Golden State Warriors, and yeah, and I told my buddy, who's my roommate, that you were gonna get a triple double and average like almost basically a triple double in the finals, and you're gonna lose, obviously. So you're gonna go down. It was gonna look good. You're gonna go down swinging, stat padding like you always do. You got a stat pad because the rest of your finals performances were just god awful, just terrible. Imagine Kobe and Michael Jordan putting up 15, 5, and 5 in the fucking in the finals. Jesus. At least when Kobe gets beat, it's game 6. Game 7, and then he goes back and beats those teams. So then you lose to oh yeah, and that's why the NBA had to break up James Harden, Kevin Durant, and Russell Westbrook. And that's why they had to make James Harden go to the Houston Rockets. There's too much firepower over in the West. And it's the same reason why they didn't allow Chris Paul to join up with Kobe. But because it was, remember that trade got vetoed. But LeBron joining with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh doesn't get vetoed. And also LeBron joining with Kevin Love and Kyrie Irving, that doesn't get vetoed either. I mean, you got to make LeBron. I mean, Kobe's gone now. You got to pass the torch to these young guns. Now that LeBron's he's getting old, you got to pass the torch to Kevin Durant and Steph Curry, James Harden. So he loses to Golden State Warriors, and then they go, obviously he's going to go back to the finals like he always done in the Weekstern Conference, gets a free pass to the finals every year. And then they were down 3-1. Golden State Warriors were up 3-1 to LeBron James's in Cleveland's 1. And I said to my roommate, who I live with now, I go, hey buddy, I go, LeBron James is going to come back and win. And I don't mean like it's going to be fair. Like, I mean LeBron James is going to play well. And it's like, what do you mean play well? He averaged a triple-double, Dan. Oh, here's the thing. If you've been watching basketball as long as I have, you can go, well, let's see. You can go like, you can predict that, hey, no basketball team has ever come back from 3-1. Come back from being down 3-1. And you can go like this and be like me and go, hey buddy, LeBron and the Cavs and the referees are going to make. It's like, dude, this is a money-making business. This is a billion-dollar machine here. You gotta bring the ratings. It's the fucking Golden State Warriors, the best team ever. Oh yeah, see, that's another thing. It's the best team ever assembled. They beat the Chicago Bulls record, the 72-0 or 72-10. They got 73-9. So LeBron James coming back against the best team on paper ever. And man, just look at the traveling and the amazing calls by the referees. Whoo-wee! I knew he was going to come back. It was going to be historic. And all his fans are going to go crazy. See? Well, now that he even won that ring, he's still 3-4 in the finals. Michael Jordan's 6 for 6 in the finals. That's pretty goddamn good. That's called being 100%. Kobe's 5 for 7 in the finals. That's very, very good. He's won his other finals with a broken finger. No one knows about that. There's a reason Kevin Durant couldn't win rings in the Western Conference. There's a reason Carmelo Anthony couldn't win rings in the Western Conference. There's a reason Chris Paul doesn't have any rings. There's a reason Tim Duncan only has 5 rings and Kobe only has 5 for that matter. It's a business, people. It was rigged back in the Magic Johnson and Larry Bird days. Okay? It's always been rigged. It was rigged for Michael Jordan. It was rigged for Kobe Bryant for a little bit. And then it was like, we can make more money if we slander Kobe's name. So we'll just slander him, throw him under the bus, steal his MVPs, steal his rings from him. You can't have Kobe being better than Jordan. You gotta have Jordan being the staple. And they're gonna do the same thing with LeBron. Even if LeBron James wins a ring this year, he'll be 4-4 in the finals. That's still not on Kobe's level. Oof. But if he wins a ring this year, he's totally in the top 10 of all time history talk. But top 5 Kobe level? Not yet. Now if he gets one more ring on top of that, which is 5 rings, well, Jesus Christ. You can say he's fucking better than Kobe all you want. I won't even fucking argue. Sure, you're right. I probably will argue you. But yeah, that's just a little history there for you. For all you LeBron James dick riders out there. Okay? There more to come.